Hey, everybody, welcome back to an episode of The Why presented by All American Roof Pros and All American Heart Studios. Today, I'm sitting down with someone that I think we're going to probably have a lot to talk about and probably not enough time to talk about, but that's most of our episodes anyways. Super excited to talk to her. I would say she's probably much like me at the top of her list. She'd probably say she's a mom first and foremost, but then she's also a business owner, involved member in our community, and super excited to chat with her, Miss Tracy Jones.
Yes, all of those things are true. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Well, tell me about you. Who you are.
The biggest thing is I have 19 years clean and sober. So nothing else would exist without that.
Absolutely.
Been a member of the 12-step community for 19 years now. My son is 27. My daughter is 24. They're both involved in the business. My daughter's on my real estate team. She's a showing partner. My son is a loan officer with Cross Country Mortgage. And my husband is also my partner. He's a co-owner of the Tracy Jones team. He's also licensed. So it is our family business, to say the least. It's not just a real estate team. So we're feeding our family and feeding ourselves, obviously. We have 9 licensed agents and 3 admins. And last year we were number 2 in the state for medium-sized teams. So we do a lot of real estate. And this year we are on our 5th flip. So we flip houses, my husband and I do. In addition to, we have a rental portfolio that I self-manage. And spoiler alert, 4 weeks, I'm going to graduate with my master's in business. So executive management with a finance focus. And finance is the most difficult MBA path there is, and why I decided to do that and manage, 13 doors and manage a real estate team and be in school full time is just that addictive personality.
I was going to say most of the addicts that I know turn into great business owner.
Because, just one more, right?
Yep.
Just one more thing, one more this, one more that. Yeah, that's it's never enough. My husband is my best friend. We met in a 12-step meeting.
No kidding.
Neither one of us had a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and we're new to recovery, and you're not supposed to date when you're new to recovery.
Especially another addict.
And we weren't going to make it, and why were we dating? And it was a really bad idea, and against all odds, not only did we make it, we were thriving.
How many years have y'all been together?
16.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
17 now, married 16, and he's got, a little over, he's almost 18 years, so like very early in recovery. We met very earlier than, like I said, they thought we should be dating. So I like that we break all the rules, Every time people say you can't, we're like, yeah.
It's fuel to the fire.
Yeah, we can. We can and we will. And there's not one without the other. He tells me, he was just telling me the other day, he's like, I don't mean to blow up your ego, but he's like, I would not be who I am without you.
No fist. That's awesome.
And I just, I'm like, same, man. Same. Because like I'm the driver and he's the velvet hammer and I'm just the jackhammer.
It's good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
It's great for a business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really just in life.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
We've only done it for 4 years, but we do this. It's the exact same way.
Yeah.
You need that balance, that whatever works for you.
Right.
You can't both be super high driven, want to go get it, but like a lot of entrepreneurs, their significant other just kind of takes a back seat or just has that, I don't want to say menial job, but just the everyday 9 to 5. I'm much like you. I'm blessed, and my wife's like, I want to go do this. I want to go do this, and all right, now let's figure out the procedure process and all the stuff that I'm good at. And
right.
You get
right.
It's just really simple.
Yes.
Like it's not, because you have to be in the trenches to learn how it works.
Yep.
But once you know how it works, like you can open anything. That's what all your great entrepreneurs are. Elon Musk is in how many spaces? I mean, he's the one that you talk about at the high level.
Right.
But he's in every.
Business is easy. People are complicated.
100%. That is the hardest component, but honestly the most rewarding.
Yeah.
Which, like, you got 9, you have 12? Is that one?
9 licensed agents, and that's one of I love to develop people. My husband loves to develop people. We've learned what our lanes are. He does a lot of the coaching and teaching and training on our team. So he has classes every Monday that they show up for, teaching them how to sell. He's a fantastic salesperson. He's really good at that. He's more of the people-y person. He's very social. I'm very antisocial. You'll see those memes everywhere. Like behind all the friendly husbands is that wife that doesn't want to leave the house. That's me. So he's the one that does all the things. So, which I'm grateful for, even though like I'm our front person, he is.
You're just the face. That doesn't.
Yeah, he's absolutely the social person, and he's fantastic at sales. He's a wonderful teacher, and I'm grateful to have him because I don't have the patience to teach people. I'm like, just let me do it for you, and I've learned, and he reminds me like when I do that, I'm robbing someone of their opportunity to learn something. So I've had to like pump the brakes and like, okay, like sometimes the greatest gift you can give someone is giving them the opportunity to fail.
100%. Or even that, like as a leader, oftentimes we have to remind ourselves that letting somebody go, which is one of the hardest things because you don't hire somebody with the intention of they're not going.
Right.
Like I have that conversation with my leadership team all the time or other business owners or whatever. But then when you have to do that, you have to realize you're holding them down by not allowing them to go seek the potential too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also that component of it, but also like you said, let them go out and fail. The best way to learn is failure. I mean, shining example. Like I know it's like really, but you're very open about it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to fall flat on your face in order to get there. Somebody, I unfortunately have had a lot of experience with addicts, or fortunately, I guess it's all perspective how you look at it. But like the people who get, the mother that wants to send them to rehab, and they have to hit rock bottom in order to see there's light out of the tunnel to go.
Absolutely.
It is that sound.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. It looks terrible. Let me see.
Yeah. And you have to understand, like, hard love is the best love you can give because as a person in recovery, like, no one could do it for me. No one could want it for me. Nobody could love me better. No one could fix me better. You can't pray over me. You can't beat me. You can't lock me up. There's nothing you can do that is going to make me change. Even with employees that aren't addicts, like my thing I always tell everybody is you can't build a fire in somebody else's belly. It's not possible. It's not possible to make someone want anything. Like we're not that powerful. So I do it because I wanted to do it. Like, and rock bottom is it's just a place that you can revisit at any time, man. It's not a one-stop destination. Like, yeah, you hit rock bottom, but buddy, I got news for you. There's another one waiting on you if you pick up that same old behavior. It could be much worse. Yeah. The misery is fully refundable. And that's what that's a kind of a recovery phrase. Like your misery is fully refundable. And there's never been a day that in recovery clean that has been worse than my best day partying because that was temporary. It was it didn't matter how wasted I got. It's temporary. And then the misery returns. Whereas when you're clean, like I'm okay being clean and I'm okay being sober because the misery doesn't last. Like every moment passes, happiness passes, sadness passes, gladness passes. And I know that it passes. When I'm out there partying, the misery does not pass. It's a permanent situation.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, and it doesn't, it's a temporary solution to a permanent problem more than likely, right?
100%.
Running from our fears and something that's unmatched.
Yeah.
That's all alcohol or whatever the thing is. It's just and once you realize that, and that's, you could look somebody, like you said, you can look somebody in the face. I can't do it for it. It's like with sales teams.
Yep.
It's like,
same thing.
Bro, I know how to go do it.
Yeah.
I can sit here and tell you that X, Y, and Z is what you need to do. This is how you need to approach your customers. But I can't do it for you.
Wow.
But what a greater gift that God could give you than to go through something like that in order to realize that, oh shit.
Right.
I can't do it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And life is not that difficult. Like a difficult client or a deal going sideways is, compared to what I've been up against, I'm like, man, this is small potatoes. It's not that serious, you guys. Like, we can get through this. And managing that level of chaos, like even growing up in chaos and having turmoil in my life throughout my life, like I've learned to operate at an extremely high level when things are really, really messy. And that's the sign of someone that can be an entrepreneur. Like my bandwidth is not what you would expect from normal people. And they're all like, Tracy, how do you do as many things as you do? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur and a business owner, my biggest obstacle that I had to overcome was understanding that I was talented. And follow me with this because like I had such a poor opinion of myself and I was so insecure and I had been told for so many years that I wasn't smart and I wasn't capable that when I found success, I thought that everybody should be able to do it. No, I thought I can hire 10 more people and they should be able to do I'm nobody. I can do this shit. Everybody should be able to do it. Why is it so fucking hard? Pardon my language.
Well, you can say.
Okay, but why is it so hard? Like, I'm not anybody special, so why can I figure all this out? Why can I convert these leads? Yeah, I'm like, it's not that hard. And I had to, and again, like I keep apologizing, like this isn't ego, but at some point in time, there's a thing called humility. And you have to understand that you have strengths and you have intelligence and you have talents that maybe some people don't have, and it's okay to recognize that in yourself. And for me, I'm 51 years old. It took me almost 51 years to realize that it's okay for me to be smart, and I can recognize that not everybody moves at the same pace I do, and I can adapt to them and not expect them to run at my pace. That was something very difficult for me to overcome.
No, it's extremely challenging, especially when you're a one individual operation and then you start to add those team members.
Yeah.
Craig Rochelle talks about the laws of 3s and 10, which is fairly prevalent in business. And it's the crazy part is everybody thinks it's just people or it's just money. No, it's everything. You get to 3 anything, you got to tear it apart and start it over. You get to 10 anything, you tear it apart and start it over. And then maybe something might do it. Could be 3 cell phones.
Right.
But that's still a piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's because, not to tell our full story here, but like we started off as a, dad, brother, and me, operation that we did everything. And then you start to add these pieces of the puzzle and you're like, you just be able to figure it out. Like, well, the greatest example, I never had any formal sales training. I just did it out of necessity. I'm just a natural salesperson.
Yep.
Brady comes to me out of the Navy. He goes, how do you sell? I'm like, I cut a cam.
Right.
I've never worked for another company as far as the sales rep goes. I never had those opportunities.
Right.
You start going to these conferences and you start exposing yourself to opportunities to where you realize that there's more to the world. And I have a teaching degree. So then I went, oh, okay, I can put that in place. So how do we now create systems and processes to where people can now adapt?
Yep.
But the thing is like, if somebody would have tried to just give it to me, I would have fucked it all up.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's this way in your industry, but like there's a lot of people that are just handed stuff. And really, I'm not saying like handed the family business, but more so like handed a startup and all the tools to go start that up.
Yeah.
And then they fail every time because they didn't work for anything. Everything that's here, I worked my ass off for to get. And I'm a full realizer that I serve a God that's bigger than me. If he decides I don't need it tomorrow, it's gone.
Right.
And I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I am the most chill about it. I'm like, you know what? It's his anyways.
Yeah.
What do I really care?
Yeah.
But it's in order to get there, like you have to go through those hardships of some type.
Agreed.
Be a great entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You can be an okay entrepreneur just by, starting off your little Etsy shop and doing anything. And if you're happy, what do I care?
Right.
It's not my place.
Yeah.
It's not my business. But if you want to be a great entrepreneur, there's something that has to be fuel your fire. Like that is the key.
Yeah.
Nothing bigger has to be pushing you.
Agreed.
Because I'm like you. I can't shut it off.
Mm-mm.
There was a question. Oh, the chaos.
Yes.
So I'm a product of divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And not that long ago, probably 2 years ago, I finally had like a light bulb. Like I thrive in chaos. I love it.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like I'm the best man. Probably. This is like honest and real.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was. I felt like I needed it. Like I would purposely go in and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Like, oh yeah, no, this ain't broke. It's working great.
Right.
Let's fix it.
Yeah.
And so for you, I mean, it sounds like similar. I don't know the feedback on that, but like alcohol and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah.
At a party. How have you adapted to that? Because now you got a bigger team, you got more people that now you're serving. How have you adapted to that? How have you overcome the thriving in chaos and not going in? Because maybe you didn't have that like I do, but
no. And I do agree with you. And it is like self-sabotage happens. And I've learned how to recognize that. Policies and procedures, absolutely. Systems and processes. Like I love spreadsheets. My spreadsheets have spreadsheets. Like I have some big issues with that. Like I have a spreadsheet for everything, too much so. But there's still that disorder and chaos, and I just thrive in that. And I've found like it's the busyness. And sometimes we hide in the busyness because we don't want to look at the details. So self-work. And I have a professional coach that I meet with once a week that holds me accountable and busts my ass because, man, I can talk myself into some really dumb stuff. And she operates at an extremely high level, and she will call me out. I have goal setting that I set for the week, the month, and the year. And we keep track of those to make sure I'm not coming off the rails. And sometimes, I'll meet with her and she'll be like, that's been on your goal sheet for 3 weeks now and you haven't checked that box. What's going on with that goal? Is it really important to you, or what's happening here? And we'll dissect. That helps. As we hire more agents, as we get busier, like you were talking about, like when we were selling 100 houses a year, I had systems. When we got to 200, the wheels fell off. We had to figure it out. Now, last year we were at 299. We're trying to break 300, but again, at 300, what worked at 100 is not going to work at 300. And it's like, now the progress and the growth is kind of that chaos that I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. I just hired a director of operations who's extremely talented, and she's pulling some things off my plate. So because of that, now we're starting an interior renovation business where we're, in addition to our flips, we're doing interior renovations ready to sell. So we have some clients where their houses aren't nice enough to get the money they need in order to either make them buy out even or make a little bit of money because they don't quite have enough equity and they've been living it rough. So we can offer them, we pay for the repairs. I charge them for GC. We make it nice, and then we list it, and they can walk away with some money in their pocket, and they're not losing their house, and it's not going into foreclosure. So that's a piece that we're doing. And we're doing renovate to stay, where maybe we have some buyers that do have a little more money and they have houses that aren't perfect, but we can make some stuff nice for them. So I'm developing that. So that's my chaos. Now I've started another business. So now I've got this going and I've got that going, and I have rentals, and still all in the realm of real estate, of course. It's just different branches of real estate, So now that I've got this build and I've got systems and processes kind of in place, I've hired somebody that will work in my absence. And then I've got this thing that I can pick at. And then on the weekends, when we're doing these flips, I put on my sweatpants, I pull my hair up, I don't put any makeup on, and I go and I detail the windows, or like I'll go behind my crew and I'll be like, what do you guys need to be ready to go for Monday? Because, they got their kids or whatever. Have your kids on the weekends. I'm an empty nester. Saturday, Sunday, I'm in there cleaning the flip. I'm doing whatever I can do. That way my crew's ready to hit the ground running on Monday, because I still have that kind of, 20 years I was blue collar. So sometimes I just have that itch where I just want to get dirty and sweat and throw some shit around, and I don't know if that'll ever leave me.
I don't think it will. I mean, even at this point, I could be if you want to call it white collar. I mean, you would think there's nothing such as a white collar roofer, but like I could sit in my office behind my desk, push paper all day. I can't do it.
No,
I cannot. Like, my team gets mad because they want my time, but like I'm just like, I got to go in my truck and just go pull trailers.
Yeah,
sounds silly, but it's just my And, I get it though. Like you can't. But like, back to just kind of recap, like that. Putting someone in place to start to replace you. Like I talk to a lot of young entrepreneurs and they're like, how do I make my first hire? I'm like, figure out the shit you don't want to do first.
Right.
And then figure out the shit that's eating up your time.
Right.
Which one's going to be more valuable for you to get rid of first?
Yeah.
And that's your first hire. And the first one's scariest. And then after that, it's just like, man, I don't know.
Right. Yes.
Oh, it's extra $1,000 a week of payroll. It sounds silly.
Buy back your time. Have you ever heard of Dan Martell?
I actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Buy back your time is fun.
Yeah. 80% done is 100% awesome.
Yep. And that I quote John Maxwell a ton, but like when you're training somebody, 80% of the way there, they'll go end up doing it 120% better. Like that's, and that's the thing. Like once you start studying all these leadership guys, they all just, so it all goes back to the Godfather, Napoleon Hill, and they all just branched off. But it's basic.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Like, I haven't.
Yeah.
I tell people that I'm the dumbest dude you will ever meet.
Yeah.
I'm not that intelligent.
Yeah.
I'm just more determined than you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly like what I'm too dumb to fail.
The success is found in the boring.
It is.
It's the grind.
It is.
It's the grind. It's the not letting up and not quitting. And I'm not any better than you are. I'm just willing to fail more.
Yes. Yeah, because the failures, my biggest loss were my biggest learning was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I constantly am telling guys. I'm like, dude, if you're afraid to fail, you're in the wrong business. Go work for somebody else.
Yep.
It's just the honest fact. And I'm so thankful every day that not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. It's a greatest blessing in the world because my life would be boring if everybody wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It would be. I'd just be
There's not a lot of people that are willing or able to take the risk.
It's the risk. If you are not risk adverse, this is not the line of work. Your heart won't be able to handle it. It's just the facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because, there are scary times. Even at this point, we've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah.
There's still months where you look at the bank account, you're like, well, what did I do?
How are we going to make payroll?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not even about me anymore because I'll figure it out. It's my people.
Yes.
I got mouths to feed and they're not my mouths. It's my kids are relying on me. Other people's kids are relying on me. Our people in the office are relying on me. And it's like, I've got to make sure this business keeps going and it's not about me anymore. Like once you start bringing on that staff and once you bring other people into your life, it's no longer about you anymore. You feel obligated. I feel obligated to make sure that I take care of my people and make sure that they feel secure and make sure that they have food on their plates and they're living a good life, not just paying them, but that they have a good life. Like my team is like family to me. Like I love them dearly and I want them to grow and I want them to succeed and I want them to have everything that the real estate has to offer. I mean, your only limitation in real estate is you. In sales, like your only limitation, if you are a commission-based person, you can make however much money you want to make. The only thing stopping you is you.
Yes.
And a lot of people can't get that through their head. Like we don't try to push our salespeople. We coach to their goals. And if your goal is $40,000 a year, we're going to coach you to get to that. If that's all you want, I'm not going to say you can do 45, you can do 70. If that's your comfortable, like we have minimum standards on our team.
Yes.
And you can't really call them minimums because once you set a standard, it's a standard. There's not a minimum or a maximum. It's your standard.
Yeah.
So if you can sell X number of houses a year, I'm still profitable and everybody's okay. We can pay the bills. If you can't sell that many houses a year, then we're going to have to, make you available for the market.
That's a good way to put it. The make you fit. I'm going to use.
Yeah.
Because it's true. And that's the thing is if you give an excuse as to, oh, well, they didn't do X, Y, and Z, so we're going to give them another month. Like all you're doing is saying to the rest of the team, hey, because you should be open and transparent. Hey, these are their metrics. This is what they're doing. This is the team's KPIs. This is what, the averages and the outliers should be cut out. Mm-hmm. It's just the facts of life. The lower outliers anyways. Your upper outliers should be.
And when you're clear about expectations, no one feels like they're being favored. When your expectations are clear, it's simple, right? And we even say like, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. And we don't make them, we take them through a class. Define your values. Do your values align with your goals? Because if your values don't align with your goals, those goals are not going to mean anything to you. So when I know what my values are, my decisions are pretty easy. Is somebody culture? If they're not culture, then we don't want them on our team. We don't want somebody toxic in our world that is going to be a cancer and, ruin the morale, so to speak. We need people that are team players and that believe in our team.
Well, they'll run it every time. This is a problem. Especially as entrepreneurs, we build this thing that's our baby.
Right.
It really is. And then we take and bring somebody in and we say, hey, because let's get back to that. When you hire somebody, it's always, that force, I tell everybody I hire. First 90 days, we're just,
right.
We're dating. We have no commitment to one another. I'm not committed to you. I decide to walk in one day and just say it's not working. Like it is what it is. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
If it was like, but after that, then we're a little more committed to one another. There's more going on, all that good stuff. But, one of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever given is if you are showing somebody KPIs, you have a conversation of, hey, you're not meeting the expectation. It's the easiest fire you'll ever do in your life. It moves. They'll fire themselves.
Yep.
If I say, hey, man, you didn't hit X, Y, and Z, turn the paper around and go, now I'm you. How would you do if I was in your phone?
Right.
And go, oh, that's your last day. That's as easy as that. And it's done.
Yeah.
And there doesn't need to be like, we get too invested in our people and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm the same way. Everybody here's family. We have a young lady who's deployed right now. She got called up and we had a FaceTime with her yesterday just to talk.
Yeah.
and we'll just, hey, how you doing type of thing. And, kind of get a gauge on when she's coming back and all that good stuff. But like, we're truly invested in her as an individual.
Yeah.
And we are just like that with every single person in our office, regardless of what you're doing. I tell people all the time, roofing's dirty, it's nasty, it's just a vehicle.
Yeah.
But we're a people company, whether that's our customers or the people that we serve here in this office or whatever, our communities. And once you take that out of it, you go, we're roofing just a vehicle. We're just doing this because we care about each other and all that. It's crazy. It could be said for real estate.
Right.
We're here to make people's dreams, and we're here to sell back to the my left thing. We were talking about a little off camera.
Yeah.
I use that all the time. The happiness example. McDonald's is not selling you a hamburger. They're selling you happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And really, are you buying your own happiness with your time?
Yeah. That's it.
And once you create that environment for folks, it's amazing. Like, people are bitching all the time about retention and all this stuff. And
yeah,
it's not that hard.
It's not. No, just
invest in your people.
Yeah, just treat them right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's not even always about money.
No.
Honestly, most of the time, especially in this post-COVID world, I've had a lot of talks about this. It's really not about money. It's about stability. Do they feel like they're valued? Do they feel like their work's going to something bigger than themselves?
Yep.
All of those things play a much bigger role in the human psyche. And honestly, if they're only worried about money, if that's all you can boil it down, back to like goal setting versus values, I love that. It's great.
Yeah.
If they can't align those two things, you're not a fit for the Tracy Jones team. It's that easy.
It is. It is. And I heard little guys running all over the place. Like, our office, they bring them in with them all the time. Like, our office is not a place where you can't bring your kids with you. We have a few working moms that, like, Amanda's been with us for 5 years, and we've been through 2 pregnancies with her. She calls the office to her oldest, she's 4 now. She calls the office Tracy's house. Are we going to Tracy's house? Because she wants to come and, like, I'm going to work with you. And there's not that many professions where they can just bring their kids. Macy's been with us not even a year. She just started with us, and her kids in the office all the time. Like, I mean, even the admin, the staff, like, sometimes they have to bring their kids, and it's like
an everyday thing, but if you have to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an environment where it's okay. Like, and we can work with them so they have a good experience. Their kids have a good experience. When I was first in real estate by myself before I had a team, Gabrielle was 15, 16 when I first started. Devin was a senior and then went to college. She would come with me and show houses with me. She would come with me to open houses, and like, she was just with me all the time. And now she's a showing partner and is on the team. But like, it was nice that I didn't have to miss sporting events, and I didn't have to miss their life because I was working so many hours, because I was in factories for so long where I wasn't allowed to take a day off. I wasn't allowed to take a Saturday off. Like, it was mandatory. And I was, 10, 12 hours a day. Sometimes I was like, I don't even know these people I live with that I go home to every night. And
it's your roommate.
Yeah. And we have the opportunity now that everybody on our team can make sure we can work around whatever works for their family. So that's nice too.
Well, and I often talk about like a good leading metric on your team, especially if they're young. That's a big piece of it. But if they're growing their families, that says you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
There's always an exception to the rule.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, we have another baby coming. And like, we're just like, I love it. I eat it up. Like, they're my kids too. Like, I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, the more you can involve the family into the work life, it's a hack.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah.
As a business owner, it is a hack to be able to do that. But honestly, you just have to be genuine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it for the wrong reason of, I heard on a podcast with Tracy and Dylan, and this is what you're like, don't.
No, you have to be invested. Like, we know everybody's significant others. Like, we have dinners, throughout the year where they bring their family. We do things. We have client events where they can bring their family because we're entertaining. Like, we have to incorporate their family. You can't look at someone as an individual and think that's my employee. You have to realize the world around them and make sure that you're involving them too. Otherwise, they are not going to stay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The one question that came up in my head. There's a lot. You got a lot of stuff. We could probably talk for 4 hours. But you've been doing it for a short amount of time. I mean, relatively speaking, compared to your adult life. Really, with where you're at today, you shared your age, so I'm not being disrespectful.
No. I said, no, you're fine. Cause on the questionnaire, I said, nothing's off limits. So
And it should,
yeah,
most
shoot
of the
from
time,
the hip.
down the chair, never. But
Yeah.
you're at a point now where, you got your kids through high school. They're graduated. They're off living their lives and doing their thing. What do you want your legacy to be?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a book. I am writing my book, believe it or not, my memoir. So that'll come eventually. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I do want to. So I am building a rental portfolio because I want it to support my retirement. My husband and we're building it, I should say, because his money's cool. I always tease him. His money is quieter than mine. Because like he'll find them and then we buy them. Like with the flips, he finds them, he gets the person in contract, and then he hands it to me.
And then you go in and do your thing.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. And run crews, and like I work well with the tradespeople, and he's the salesperson. Like he is I can sell anything, but he's more congenial, and like he will take more time with people.
You have to exercise with it. It's just a natural flow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good with people. Like he's a great guy. He's one of the nicest people I know. That's why he doesn't talk to our tenants or our contractors. He's too nice. He's too nice. So I deal with the tenants. I deal with all that. But I want the rental portfolio big enough that it will support our retirement, where he and I can travel. And, like I said, eventually someday my kids will have kids. I'll have grandkids, and I would love to be able to travel with them and live. Like we're thinking maybe 10 or 15 years, we're going to stop working. And at that point in time, I want somebody to be able to take over my real estate team. I want these rentals to be robust enough that it funds our life. And then when I'm gone, it funds my kids' lives and it funds my grandkids' life. And even if I'm not on this planet, they will never want for anything because of the empire I have built before I leave this earth.
It's awesome.
And I want to leave a legacy for them, not just material, but like teaching them how to build this, because they're on my team. They're near me. Like, this is how we do it. This is how we build it. This is how we grow it. And long after I'm gone, the residual effects will just keep that going.
Well, yeah, and I was hoping you were going to say something like that, because I think that's like, and I knew what you were, I added a night.
Yeah.
But, I joke, I have an 18-month-old. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's not 18. She's 16 months. But step at some point. Anyway.
Right.
But I tell my wife all the time, like, I'm going to tell my kids, like, this is mommy and daddy's money. You're going to get your own. Like, I am so adamant because my ultimate goal, I tell my parents, I'm like, spend it all. You earned it. Spend it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm worried about it, hopefully you live to be for another 30 years. And if I'm 60 years old and I'm looking going, oh, when's mom and dad's money coming?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Correct.
So, like, the ultimate gift is, like, that intangible can't be taken.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to, like, we had no idea.
No.
We don't know what tomorrow will. No, living that tangibles to real people and making real impact is, like, the ultimate legacy. I've said it on a couple podcasts, but it's so valuable. I heard the other day, we all die twice. We die when they put us in the ground, when we die when people stop talking about us.
Yeah, that's nice.
What this is really
interesting. Yeah.
Like, it's really dark, but it's true.
Yeah.
And like that's where I've just kind of shifted, is like, how do I create this legacy to where my family just doesn't, like, they continue to say, yeah, he's the one that changed it.
Right.
And I'm like you, my wife's part of my team.
Yeah.
How did they change it?
Yeah.
How did they create this insurmountable impact that we're just all successful? I may be working at McDonald's, but I'm successful because I'm the best freaking McDonald's burger flipper, because it
doesn't matter.
It's all about happiness.
Yeah.
The money's in.
Yeah.
It's fun coupon.
Right.
It's that.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I have a weird relationship with it. I'm like, man, whatever. I got some, I know. Like, you need it.
Yeah.
We have businesses. We know people rely on.
Yeah.
They have to provide for their families and all that good stuff. But, like, when you really take the, like, pressure off of it, it's just like, I'll make more. It's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Did I do right today? A real impact? Did I have a meaningful conversation with somebody like we're having right now? Those are the real things that matter.
And on the outside looking in, people will be like, oh, you're full of shit. But
then they can.
But I feel that because I'm not, and it's funny because people are like, what? The people that know me, understand, like, I'm not money motivated. They're like, what do you mean? I'm not, like, don't get me wrong, like, I like my Louis and my Gucci, you know, I drive Jaguar, like, I like nice things, but I also give away a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not money motivated. It's more about the achievement and more about developing people and what's next. What can I grow? How can I build it? How can I make it bigger? How can I make it bigger? And it's not about amassing. The money is like, it's kind of, yeah, exactly. It's just like shrapnel that hits me every once in a while. I'm like, oh, money, yay, there's money. I can go do something fun. I want to go travel. Like, I don't, like, it's not something where I don't hoard money. Like, I'm not going to, you know, there's no Scrooge McDuck, you know, I'm like, you know, we're good, we're fine, everything's paid off, it's great, you know, but same, like, it's more about what can I build and who can I influence. And when I say who can I influence, I mean in a positive manner. Like, my husband and I both are like, you know what, if we can do it, anybody can. Like, we met in a 12-step meeting, for God's sakes, and we're told to stay away from each other, and we just couldn't. And I, you know, that's, aside from my children, that's another thing that really motivates me, because I don't want anybody to ever use that excuse that, you know, they're a drug addict or they're an alcoholic or they had a rough childhood or they weren't given all the things, or no shit.
Yeah.
Neither was I. Neither was I. Like, you want to talk about self-made. Like, I was blue collar for the first 20 plus years of my life. Like, I had a job at General Motors and I thought that I had made it to the big time. It was an excellent job. Like, in this area, GM was the job. Like, I was making $90-some thousand a year in the 90s. I had a 401k, I had benefits. Like, I made it to the big time. I thought I was a big deal. My plant closed. I could have transferred, but at the time, if I transferred, I would have had to leave my kids behind because I was already divorced. I was with my second husband, and there was no.
Yeah,
it was
a block and said figuring out.
I had to, you know, and my husband Ryan was like, Trace, just take the buyout, you know. I'm like, and do what? And, you know, at the time he was working, his dad's an entrepreneur. He was working at his dad's plant because he was also blue collar, and he's like, I'm fine. You know, we're going to be okay. I'll work, take unemployment. We'll be fine. I took the buyout and I did that. It was called it was a displaced worker credit. I took that opportunity and got a college degree because of that, because my plant closed. I wasn't like, woe is me, and my life is over. My plant closed, you know, maybe I should start drinking and drugging again. I was like, my plant closed and now there's opportunity. I went back to college, and my associate's degree is in general education. And you have a college degree, so you probably understand that. But for the people that don't, what that means is I just fucked around in high school and never took any college qualifiers. So in my 30s, I had to sit in English classes in the college with 16 and 17-year-old kids to get the credits I needed to move on to a bachelor's degree.
At least get to where you need.
Yeah. Was there ego? No. I was like, this kid, I'm like, kid, you know.
Shut up.
No, I was like, can you want to help me? Because I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm
starting over.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm sitting beside this little smart kid that couldn't go to high school because he was too smart for the high school classes that I didn't take. So they put him in college English, and I'm like, can you help me out, please? You're not much older than my kids, but can you please help me?
Going home and getting to your class.
My son, he still makes fun of me. He's like, I can remember helping you with your college homework, Mom. I'm like, shut up. But it at some point in time, but I didn't need to feel sorry for myself. I knew that I could get college paid for because it was 2008. Everything was freaking closed. I had 99 weeks of unemployment that I could get. 99 weeks. I could have just taken that 99 weeks and sat on the couch and ate bonbons. I chose to go to college.
Yep.
And then when I went back to work, I started carrying mail for the post office. And while I was carrying mail, I worked on my bachelor's degree. I graduated from Mount Vernon Nazarene with my bachelor's degree in executive management with a finance focus. Then I decided that I wanted a master's, and that was like in 2015, I started my master's. 2015, this is 2025, I started my master's studies. I started working in factories again because I was tired of the post office, and I thought, well, I have a bachelor's degree now, and I have all of this. I was in skilled trades in GM. I was in it was 95% men. I was in a mechanics trade, so I just cranked wrenches all day long. I thought, well, I know how to do all this, and now I have this bachelor's degree. Surely somebody will hire me as a supervisor.
Nice.
No, because I didn't have any management experience. I'm like, but I have a degree.
So yeah, when you go down to college.
What the hell? Like I know how to physically do the job, and now
Underqualified person.
Now
Somebody out of college because of what?
Yeah, and now I have the degree, but so I started it. It was a place, and they're still open, so I don't want to talk illy of them, but Johnson's Brothers Rubber Company. They hired me. I managed third shift. They don't do background checks, nor do they do drug tests because it's a really difficult job. So I was on third shift by myself with people that were nodding out. Like I knew they were drug addicts because no, I mean, the one girl I had to throw out because she was nodding out and I was afraid she was going to fall into an oven. And she slammed me against a wall. That was lots of fun. Then I went to, I ended up at Newman Tech and I was managing third shift for them as well. I was in their press department. And at that point in time, my husband decided he didn't want to be blue collar anymore. He was going back to college. And since he had supported me, I was like, it's my turn, man. Let's do this. And I always had an itch for real estate. So my idea was, I'm like, I'll get my real estate license. I'll take a break from college. You get to go this time. I will sell houses during the day, work in this factory, third shift at night. Sounds like a great plan, right? Because I could replace his income with real estate sales. No problem. So he went to school as a PTA. And when he got into clinicals, that's when I started selling real estate in 2017. And I went from, I was licensed in April, and by October, I was working 100 hours a week. And we figured out what I had in my pipeline, how much I had under contract, how much I had already sold. And I was just trying to make it to November because we got this attendance, this $1,500 attendance bonus. I was like, I just need to make it to Black Friday. I'll get this attendance bonus and then I'll quit. And it was October, and he's like, Trace, yeah. He's like, how many houses would you have to sell to make that $1,500? I'm like, not even one. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, we had
basic math, right?
Yeah, but I'm like, and he was the one, believe it or not, because he's the one that's more hesitant about things. He's more cautious than I am. He's not the risk taker I am, but he's like, you are selling everything. I'm like, but I've got this job at $65,000, $70,000 a year. I've got benefits. I've got a 401k. I've got all this stuff. And we have 2 kids in high school. We have 2 car payments. We have a mortgage. You're in college. And I'm just going to quit this guaranteed money and go full on into real estate. He's like, I think you can do it. I'm like, gosh, you really think I can do this? He's like, I know you can. I've seen you. I'm like, all right, I'll quit then. I'll quit because I was miserable. So from that point on, I just went full time. And I was like, my goal was, this is the fun part of the story. My goal was to sell 52 houses my first year because I've been a blue collar worker all my life. And if I can sell, exactly, I was like, I'm used to getting a paycheck a week. So if I can just sell 52 houses, it won't feel like,
yeah,
we'll be
on the next one.
We'll be okay. Yeah. So I'm like, I just got to figure out how to sell 52 houses. My first year, I sold 64. So people that are like, I haven't sold that many. I'm like, dude, if your only option is to succeed, you will succeed.
You had to burn the ships.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's start popping.
Absolutely. Yep. Burn them down. And that's exactly what I did. I had no other choice but to just drive forward and succeed because I had all of these people at home that were counting on me. And my husband he believes in me. He knows I can do this. So I'm not going to let him down. And then COVID hit. And in the meantime, I decided to jump back into my master's again, but COVID hit. He had no work. So once he did get licensed as a physical therapy assistant,
You can't go to people's houses. You can't.
No, all his workload done. And I had been trying to talk him into getting his real estate license because all his friends at the gym and all his friends everywhere, they weren't using me, and it was making me mad. I'm like, why aren't your friends using me? Well,
this is back when interest rates were nothing. So everybody was buying.
It's his friends. They're not my friends. They're his friends. It's his sphere. So I get this idea. I'm like, well, if you just get your license, you can probably sell 10 or 15 a year, just collateral damage. Just they know you, they'll use you.
Problem solved.
Let's just get your license. And at the time, my first year as a white collar, I didn't pay any taxes because those commission checks were big and I was really excited. So I was just spending all the money.
Yeah.
So we got on a payment plan and I figured out that I had to pay my own taxes now, which is something else entrepreneurs do. We're not good at taxes. I got this. Oh yeah, it is. But I had to share it with Uncle Sam. I learned that.
George.
Yes. So he was like, no, I'm not going to real estate school. We don't have the money. It was like, I think it was like $2,000 at the time. And he's like, we don't have $2,000 to sign me up. Okay, whatever. I got this big commission check. I just signed him up. I know all his information. He gets home from, clinicals or not clinicals. He gets home from treating patients. He's like, Tracy, what are all these real estate books in the mailbox? I was like, I signed you up for school. He's like, you did what? I'm like, I got a good check. I wasn't going to hear him say we couldn't afford it. So I just signed him up.
No option.
And then when COVID hit and he didn't have any work, he's like, well, I guess I might as well get my real estate license. I'm like, yeah, you might as well. Yeah, I need help. Help me. So he got his license. And then by the time they let up on COVID and his employers were like, man, we've got a full workload. We want you to come back. He's like, nah, I'm good. I like being in business with my wife. I'm not going back. And I mean, he did try a little bit because he's so freaking kind. Some of his patients, he was like, see
it through with that.
Yeah, this person, that person, like he had a paraplegic that he was like making some progress with that he really wanted to. He's like, man, we were making a little bit of progress. He's like, I'd really want to see him. He had a couple people that had like brain injuries and stuff that he just wanted to see because he felt like he was making progress. It was not about the money at that point in time. It was his patients. So, and he still does miss that a little bit, but he coaches CrossFit. And
there's ways to fill the void.
That scratches that itch a little bit. So then I was like, okay, I tried my master's degree, managerial accounting, failed it. So I was like, fine, I'm going to take a break. I'm just doing this real estate thing. And then in 2016, 17, signed up for my managerial accounting class again. 3 weeks in, I'm failing. They're like, Tracy, if you withdraw now, it won't count as a fail. But if you fail this class twice in a row, you're not going to be able to take it again. You're not going to be able to do it. All right, fine. So then this past year, fast forward 10 years, I'm like, this is an itch it's like driving me nuts because I only have so many credits. First class up, managerial accounting. Yeah. Okay, I can do this. Now that I've been running a business.
Should have a much better understanding.
I was like, oh, this is the stuff I'm doing. Like, I get it. Like, it just did not click with me because I was not on that side of the business. I took it this time. I got an A, no problem. I was like, oh, thank God. When I started back into my master's in January, I was on academic probation. So I had to get all A's or I wasn't getting my master's. I'm 4 weeks away on my last class and I've got all A's and I'm at a 3.4. So I could even get a B in this class and I'll still get my master's.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm good for 5 A's in a row. So I'm just all in.
I ask you because obviously with all the success you've had, that's just not really necessary.
Yeah.
What I was you answered the question because it sounds like it's just really just to say back to the big old F you to the haters type of thing. Unfortunately, that class was just the hater in this.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I accomplished that.
Third time's a charm. And then once I hit that, I'm like, everything else is downhill. And to be completely vulnerable, and hopefully this will help somebody that's listening, there's still that little voice inside me that's like, even with the success I found and even with everything, I'm like, maybe once I have my MBA, they'll take me seriously. Like maybe now that I have a finance focus and I have an MBA, because just hearing when somebody says they have an MBA, it's kind of a little intimidating. Like maybe it'll put me on that level where people will take me seriously. Like maybe the luxury folks that use the person that his dad owned the business and his dad gave it to him and he owns the business and travels in those little circles and that crowd only uses those kind of people. Well, maybe they'll use the blue collar chick because now she has an MBA. You know, it's like maybe I can finagle my way into that clientele.
Maybe.
And if not, I don't care, because
it ain't gonna matter.
If you sell enough trailers, they still equal $1 million.
Absolutely.
And those people are very loyal to us. Like our first time home buyers and sellers are some of my favorite people because they're grateful and they're gracious and they love us. And then they refer their friends. And this $70,000 house I sold, well, guess what? This guy got a raise and he's gotten a promotion. Now he wants to sell this $70,000 house and he wants to buy a $200,000 house. Oh, and his friend heard about how nice I was to him, and now his friend wants to use me as well.
Because they're genuinely great.
Yeah.
I just got a couple million in the bank and he's just checking a box for.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
We got those repeat customers. They move on to the next house and they want their new roof.
Yep.
There's so much more value. Like, yeah, you want the big client, you want the big job, you want the whatever.
Yeah.
But honestly, like the small jobs, like you said, sell out of them just at least $1 million.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're more grateful. We when I first got started in this business, nobody would work on trailers. They're terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But we started working on them. Same.
Yep.
And the gratitude is so much more overfilling, and it's good stuff.
Yeah.
This was a really good. We could have gone right.
For sure. One other little.
Yeah.
One other little thing that with the trailers and with the little purchases and the smaller sales, I like to tell my team, you can get fat eating crumbs. And if you remember that, you'll never starve.
Yeah, I tell my guys all the time, I'm like, when you pull up to a house, if you judge that house on how it looks, you don't know if that guy just won the lottery yesterday.
No. Or if
make prejudgments.
Or if he's got $1 million in his mattress and he sleeps on it every night. You can't judge a book by its cover. No.
We have no idea about circumstances or stories. Honestly, those are some of the best interactions. I tend to know more psychologists than I am a roofer most days.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Random shit from customers. I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. My own customers.
Yeah.
I can just, I'll sit there and listen and talk to them.
It's a relationship business. You're not selling anything, you're creating relationships. And if you miss that, if all you're doing is trying to sell something, you're not going to sell anything.
The worst salesmen in the world are the people that try to sell transactions and worry about transactions.
Yep.
If you worry about relationships, you'll be the best salesperson.
Absolutely. How do you make people feel?
Yes. This was really good. And I'm excited that you were able to sit down with me. I appreciate you again.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do it again.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Well, that's the episode. So if you got some value out today, like I always asked, share it with somebody. There's a lot in here in a really short period of time. But honestly, I think it played in our favor because I think there's just so much at once, which is good. And, if you know somebody that's thinking about getting the entrepreneurship or even the real estate game or just sales in general, it's a great conversation. If you know somebody struggling with their sobriety, it's a great conversation. I'm sure they can reach out to Tracy if they're looking to get sober. Absolutely. Throwing that out there.
100%.
12-step program. And, other than that, I mean, there's a lot to unbox, but like I said, share it with somebody if you feel so inclined, and just keep asking yourself, what's your why?
And if they want us to dig deeper, if there's a topic, I'll come back and we'll dig deeper.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Drop it in the comments. If you want something that you want to hear more about from Tracy, and we'll make it happen, Kevin. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
That was good.